Hello everyone, Deb Floros for Jesse James Beads. Have you been to Walmart lately and seen the brand new glass strands by Jesse James Beads? There are so many to choose from, and there are a number of these trio strands. This one is the Trio Teal, so it's got some beautiful beads in 3 different shapes and 3 different colors of blue. I love this strand. There's also a little bit of sparkle with some rhinestone rondelles and some gold rondelles. So beautiful. So I'm super excited about making something with this strand. So I'm going to separate the 3 beads and set aside my gold tone pieces because I'm not going to use them for this project. But I love these little twisty crystals. They're so gorgeous. These little sort of hexagon coins and these cubes. And I'm just going to use a few of them to make a pair of earrings. So I've got some headpins. They're ball end headpins. And I'm just going to do an easy wire wrap loop. So I'm going to use the cube first, and I'm going to take my round nose pliers, get right down next to the bead, create a loop by pulling it over my plier and back around, and then pulling the wire around my loop. Then I'm just going to cut off my excess, and now I've got my first little earring dangle. I'm going to use one of those hexagon coins. Oh my gosh, so beautiful. This color is really cool. So I'm going to do the same thing here. I'm just going to create a wire wrap loop. Very, very easy peasy. And I am using gold tone to go with these beads, but you could also use silver tone. So snipping off the excess, and I'm using my bent chain nose to kind of straighten out the loop and tuck in the excess wire. Last but not least, that little twisty crystal. Oh my gosh, so pretty. So just doing the same exact thing for all 3 beads, snipping off the excess. Then I'm going to put these onto a very large, elongated kidney ear wire. And I think they're a lot of fun for these kinds of earrings. So we're going to make a very simple pair. So I'm going to wrap the other 3 beads. But we're going to make a really simple pair of earrings, and then we're going to jazz them up a little bit. So there I am wrapping that cube, cutting off the excess. Then I'm going to get the coin-shaped bead and then that swirly crystal bead. So I've got 2 sets of 3 beads, and you can see I've got quite a number of beads left from that strand. Wrapping up that one. It's looking good, matches up with the others. And one last bead, that little wavy crystal, so pretty. And I'm just going to take all of these and add them to a kidney ear wire. Now, kidney ear wires, I think adds a little something extra to an earring. They can be elongated like these. That make the drop a little bit further down from your ear, and I like that. So I'm going to take all 3 beads and I'm going to drop them into that little void space in the wire. It's a little loop that hangs down to attach charms and things. And once I get my beads in there, I want to make sure that they're not going to slide around and come out of that little dip that's holding them in. So I like to take a pair of chain nose pliers and press that little wire and connector wire together so that those beads can't come out of that little station on the ear wire. I bend that little hook upwards a little bit so that I can then connect the other end of the earring. These are beautiful earrings in and of themselves. I think with this particular strand or any of the other glass strands, you can create these little dangles. You can even attach a charm or some chain as well if you want to jazz them up. But I've got those 3 in there. I'm going to take my chain nose pliers again. I'm going to close that gap, and then I'm going to pull that hook downwards a little bit so that I can easily connect the other end of my ear wire. So pressing that downwards, just holding on to the ear wire and to my tool, and then I'm going to close that up. I love these. You could stop here and have a pair of amazing gold and blue earrings, so gorgeous. But I think we could jazz them up a little bit more. So I'm going to take some 22 gauge wire, actually it's 24 gauge wire, and I'm going to open up the ear wire, and I'm going to take that front of the ear wire that's outward facing, and I'm going to just do a couple, 2 or 3 wraps of the wire around my ear wire. And they're just going to be like little coils, and 24 gauge wire is actually pretty easy to work with, so you don't even really need a tool. Then I'm going to take one of those swirly crystals, and I'm going to hold on to it on the ear wire, and I'm going to take the wire, bend it down, and wrap it around right next to that bead, holding tight to the bead, holding tight to my ear wire, and I've got 3 little wraps on either side holding it on. Then I'm going to add another one, another bead, and do my 3 wraps on the other side, getting that nice and tight and a nice neat wrap around the ear wire. And then 1 more bead is going to go there next to it. So I want 3 wraps in between each bead and 3 wraps at the end to secure it. So that looks really beautiful. I love the gold and this blue. It's such a nice combination. So we jazzed up the ear wire, and now we're going to take our dangles and put them into that same place that we did on the ear wire before. This is a fresh pair of those ear wires. So I'm going to take those beads, I'm going to drop them in to that little loop at the bottom, and then I'm going to tighten it up again, just like I did when the earring wasn't embellished. So using my pliers, I'm going to come in there, tighten that up, and then adjust my hook a little bit so that I can close these up. And I think this earring looks so beautiful. Either way, this strand of beads is so fun to work with. You can make the fully embellished pair or just the simple dangle pair. Please go run to Walmart and check out all of the beautiful strands from Jessie James Beads. Thanks so much for watching.